Now we move on to our next news. Russia's foreign ministry has condemned Israel's plan to take control of Gaza City. Russia has said that it has risked worsening the humanitarian crisis in the Gaza Strip. It has also said in the statement that it's a sign of humanitarian disaster. Russia's statement also says that the ministry warned that such actions would significantly complicate international efforts towards de-escalation in the conflict zone, leading to serious negative consequences for the entire Middle East. Meanwhile, thousands of people are protesting in Tel Aviv, opposing Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to escalate the war. This comes after Israeli Prime Minister's office has said that the Security Cabinet have decided to seize the Gaza City while expanding its operations in Gaza. The Israeli government has faced sharp criticism in the country and abroad, including some of its closest European allies, over the announcement. Now we are joined by Scott Faulkner. He's the head of Eagle Enterprises. It's a security firm, joins us live from Washington. Thank you, Scott, for joining us today. Good to see you. Now looking at how does Russia's condemnation of Israel's plan to seize Gaza City reflect its broader strategic interest in the Middle East?
Well, I mean, first of all, we shouldn't really care what Russia says. I mean, they're a bad actor. They're destroying Ukraine. They invaded Ukraine. They've done other horrible things under Putin. So the fact that they're criticizing anyone else is actually laughable. But in terms of, Russia is trying to find a role in the Middle East. When Assad was deposed in Syria, they lost a huge beachhead. They lost military bases. And so they're constantly trying to find new ways to be relevant in that region. So, but again, the West should not do anything other than ignore what Russia has to say, because the less Russia has to do with the Middle East, the better for the Middle East.
But do you think that this position by Russia is an attempt to strengthen its ties with Arab nations?
Well, again, they're casting about. I mean, you go back through the Cold War into the 1950s when Nasser took over in Egypt. There has been a Soviet or / Russia role in that region for many, many decades. And so Russia's trying to leverage those kind of relationships, and they're trying to get back on the chessboard, so to speak. And so it's but again, a lot of the major Arab powers in the region, I think they see that their future is with the West, not with Russia. And of course, you still have China trying to nose around in the region as well. So it's an interesting chessboard at the moment.
Yes, and Scott, now what are the potential international, legal, as well as diplomatic consequences for Israel following its decision to take control of Gaza? Despite growing global and internal criticism, how might this affect Israel's long-term alliances with Europe as well as U.S.?
I think that Israel has to recognize that until Hamas is completely erased, not only off of Gaza, but off the face of the earth, there's always going to be a risk of another October massacre. So they are down to the last 25% of Gaza. They've got whatever is left of Hamas surrounded in that area. And I think it's the right thing to do in terms of until Gaza is completely cleansed of the terrorists, there's no future hope for Gaza. I mean, here's an area that has been fully independent of Israel and fully operational as a separate entity since 2003, and with all of the literally billions and billions of dollars of aid money coming in from even the U.S., the United Nations, and the West, instead of creating what could have been another Dubai or Abu Dhabi, they dug tunnels and trained terrorists with all that money, and went to the fanatics in Tehran to get further training and inspiration. I mean, these are horrible, horrible, vicious people, And if even one is left in the Gaza Strip, it's just going to grow back into a threat at some later point.
Thank you, Scott, for sharing that insight. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion as